we're back. I am Jay Weidner. You're listening to the Smoke and Mirrors Radio Hour. We are with Carl Calleman, who has very interesting theories going on here. He has a very intuitive approach, which is really kind of nice. Do you? I want to ask you something here. I'm trying to figure out one thing. Why is your day count so far different from Jenkins, and as far as the final day? And are you starting? I guess he's starting with the work that Thompson did, and the Venus, and with the Venus cycles. Is that what you're working with too, as far as your day count?
Well, the day count is the same that we're using. So both John and I, we accept in principle the what's called the Thomson correlation, and we both accept the Tzolk'in count, the sacred calendar count that the Maya are using and have been using for about 3,000 years in a row. Where we differ is in the end date. And you might say that he's archaeologically more correct, but the reason is different is that I'm not particularly interested in what is well, I shouldn't say not particularly, but my emphasis is not on what is archaeologically correct, but what is truly correct. In other words, when I'm interested in the actual energies and not in the archaeological end date, so to speak. So,
right.
To make the parallel, it is what I like to say then is like to believe like he does that the calendar ends in December 21, 2012 is like believing that Jesus was born on Christmas Day, because that's been said so for generations. And I don't believe Jesus was born in Christmas Day. I'm looking for the actual end date. And I think it is only if you look for the actual end date, which must be in the sacred calendar a day that has the energy of 13 Aho, in other words, the final of the sacred calendar counts, then I think it's possible to make predictions. And at this point, I think I've been successful several times in making such predictions based on the end dates I'm presenting. We will still, we still have to see what happens this time, but it's a fundamental difference also that he and most of the December 21 people, they never make any predictions. They never set the calendar to the test, meaning that to me that looks like a belief system. They believe it is December 21, but if we are to prove something, we have to make predictions and see what fits the actual wave movements of shifting energies according to the Mayan calendar. And this is what I have done.
Very interesting. So, what is going to happen then? I mean, you're making predictions. I make predictions that come true, but mine are based on reading the newspaper, honestly. I don't think I do believe that everyone has psychic ability, but but it's also easy to extrapolate what's going to happen just by looking. So, what do you think is going to happen here as we get closer and closer to this date? All this fear and doom and gloom, is that part of it, or is it something different?
Well, I think it will be a very difficult time, but again, it depends on how you look upon it, what's difficult and what's good and what's bad and all these kind of things. One thing that I also think where I differ is that I'm basically saying that to people to forget about all this talk about Earth changes, solar flares, galactic radiation, galactic alignments, all these kind of physical events that some people are putting out there. I'm saying this is a transformation of consciousness. And consciousness is something that's all about, it's always expressed in our relationships. So I look upon this as primarily almost like a social, economic transformation of the world we're living in into something completely different. So to me, it is about us. It's about the human being. It's not about volcanic eruptions, about asteroids, the end of the world, anything like that. But it is we who are here. Our consciousness is going to be transformed according to a specific rhythm that I have tried to lay out, and so far seems to have fit the actual course of events pretty well. And so I mentioned earlier that the long count was the left brain time. Then came another time which was basically an endarkened time when we were completely materialist, and now for about 12 years we've been in this phase of the right brain dominance.